What's up, guys? Welcome into the PTA Postgame Show. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_access. You can email us, Packers Total Access at gmail.com. You can text us 865-658-5824. I've got so many things running through my head right now.
Nice.
Obviously, the Packers get a huge win here, 24-22 over the Houston Texans at Lambeau Field, a rowdy Lambeau Field. Man, it sounded so loud there today. So shout out to everyone who was in attendance. First things first. All right, so obviously the Packers get a huge win at Lambeau over Houston. Man, I've got a lot of different feelings about this game. On the surface, it's like we didn't deserve to win that game. But then when you look at how everything unfolded, it's like if you can find a way to win that football game, you can win any game you're in on Sunday, boys. That was wild. So let's go ahead and get everybody's initial thoughts. I'll start with you, Tim. How you feeling about this dub here at Lambeau?
Green Bay, we have a kicker.
Yes, we do.
Houston, you have a problem. That was awesome.
Nice.
Welcome to Titletown, Mr. McManus, right? I mean, how long has the guy been here? Like 7 days, 8 days?
Right. Yeah,
And,
not even that long.
It's like, no big deal. Just hit a game winner for us, not once but twice as they ice you in the final seconds here. Crazy win for this team. If I had any hair, I'd be pulling it out at some moments. I'll be sure to send, my receipt for my blood pressure medication to 1265 Lombardi Avenue. Hopefully the Packers can help cover that. But my reaction is this. This is the type of team we have. This is the type of season it's going to be. Strap yourselves in, put your seatbelts on, get ready and enjoy this ride because this team is never say die. It can look shaky. Here's another game. We lose the middle eight and win the ball game by some stretch of the imagination. We always find a way to pull it off, despite at times, let's be honest, looking absolutely horrendous and then looking absolutely brilliant. I love it. This is a big win, huge win for this team. And even better news, I believe Detroit just beat the Vikings too. So the power structure in the NFC North is slowly shifting, and it's just a good day to be a Packer fan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shout out to Chris C with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. He says, Evan Williams, man, what a great pickup. Emilio, you've seen him in the backfield a couple of different times.
Yep.
Dude's a dog. No doubt about it. I know everybody else has mentioned, like Eric Sutherland mentioned, Cooper as well. Edgerrin Cooper better be on the field every snap from here on out that it's physically possible because that guy, when he arrives at the ball, he arrives angry. What a great tackler. Like, that dude is just on fire as well. But Evan Williams, yeah, completely agree there, Chris. Appreciate the super chat, man. Emilio, what's your initial thoughts on the game there, Bob? How you feeling about it, man?
Yeah, great team win. Defense played outstanding, I think. What I said before the game, 20 points, 21 points for the defense. I'll take 22. The offense was putting them in predicaments. You can't be mad at the fact that they started at the 11 2 or 3 times this game, and we held them to 19 points, stopped them on a 2-point, like you were talking about Evan Williams playing with his hair on fire. I was just starring some of them to just go through what the chat was kind of feeling, but everyone's a little bit all over, but really happy with the D, and the offense worked today. I'm still not mad that our number's 24 points, the least points that we've scored with J Love there, so I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Carly, what's your initial thoughts on the game? I know you said you were busy doing some yard work, I believe, listening to the game on the radio, but what are you thinking here? How are you feeling this evening?
I think this has been one of the most stressful games of my entire life. I was so stressed out the whole time. I was like, come on. But at the last second, like when McManus got it, I screamed so loud. I think my neighbors think I'm nuts. But yeah, it was awesome. It was great to hear. And I'm so glad they came out with a win.
Yeah,
Wasn't it cool to feel confident and know that this guy was going to make the kick? Did anyone else have any doubts? Because I didn't. I mean, this is why he was brought in, right? Veteran kicker, no stranger to the big moment, right? It's like, and they tried to ice him, and you watch the first one was perfect. The second one looked a little left, but We're gonna call him Money McManus from now on because that was clutch.
Money McManus.
That's what he was brought in to do, right? What
Yeah.
was it? A
Yeah,
43 yarder? Was it 44 yarder? I
thought
forgot
it was
what it was.
45. I could be wrong. Let me
Okay,
go
so
back.
Yeah, I
there's
thought
that
it was
range.
45 too.
Yeah, that's that range you were talking about, Clayton, right? This was the issue with the Narv dog, is that those kind of mid-range field goals, and lo and behold, we needed one tonight big time, and we got one.
Yeah, Mandy was up here with me when they went to kick the game winner, and I just went, "Oh God!" And she went, "What?" And I said, I gave her the whole backstory. I'm like, so the kicker we just cut could not hit one between 40 and 50 to save his life.
I was doing the same thing.
So we went out and got this guy. Then I told her why he was available, and she went, "Give me that look." And I'm like, "Yeah, all the drama, right?" And sure enough, man, he knocked it through. Man, what a way to break yourself into that green and gold and become a Packer, man.
A walk-off kick gets to do a Lambeau leap. Not once but twice, like Tim said. That was ice in his veins and had me pacing. I'm happy. I didn't even see the first extra point. I think I turned it off. Second one I saw, I was like, okay, yeah, he hit it. And then last game winner, I love it.
Yeah.
Clayton, you talked about this in the pregame show when he was ripping them from 60, 64, 63.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, it could come down to a kick. And it's like, man, Clayton, you kind of manifested that one. Boy, did we need that. We needed that right leg today, big time, and he came through.
I wish I kept my mouth shut. I didn't want that stress. I know that. Go ahead, Amelia.
Well, I didn't want that. I didn't want that heat on you either. But the heat that kind of we may need to talk about, that was a tough snap. Wheelan handled that thing. That was a low ball from Orzic there.
Oh, for real? I didn't even know.
On the second one, yeah, for sure.
That was an ugly snap. That really was.
Low and right. He had to kind of bring it.
Yeah, he pulled it. Yeah, no, Wheelan pulled it from his front knee back up and spun it. So I was happy, man. And like you said, McManus, short strides, banged it through.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's see. Let's go to the chat here. Chris C says, "Good ball today. Wow, it was a fun game, man. It really was."
Mm-hmm.
2-0 for this. This team still has a lot to fix, but if they can win with their issues, it's just a matter of time before they get it together. It's exactly what I said to the guys offline here. 2-0 for this. I was like, "Listen, we lost the middle eight 6-0. We lost the turnover differential 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
We lost the explosives battle 6-5. Like, you understand that." When you lose the turnover differential 3-0, it's like 93, 94% chance you're going to lose the game. You mix in that middle eight loss of 6-0, you're probably over 95, 96% chance of losing. It's just wild to think about that you had a 4 or a 5% chance of winning this game. You still pulled it out. And that's exactly what I thought 2-0 for this. I told the guys offline, I was like, if you find a way to win this ball game, man, these guys are never going to feel like they're out of it. Never. You're always going to feel like you've got a shot to win. That's just a wild, wild game. And that's going to be a fun one to go back and watch, too.
And Clayton, what you were saying about the defense and about, losing the turnover battle and all that stuff, but that almost makes me more excited for the future, too, to show that the defense isn't relying on those huge plays. On those, possessions to actually win. They just hung in there. They just were gritty. They had grit. The defense is developing grit, and I love it.
No, you hit the nail on the head. And that's the thing. Even I wish I had a video. I started a video when they kept showing Jordan on the sideline when the Texans were just chewing up the clock and going down to score. He had this look in his eye that was just like, I was like, man, it'd be really cool to capture that moment, put a tweet out, and then go 2 minutes later, there's your game-winning field goal. Because it was just like, you could tell he was pissed. He was pissed at himself. So Dennis Shook with the super chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, chat, Houston is a top 5 AFC team. We lost the middle eight in the turnover battle and still won.
Yep.
Playing tough against Stroud. They made Stroud uncomfortable all day long.
Oh, yeah. He was on tilt. Poker players call that tilt. We had him on tilt today. When I saw him go to the sideline and slam his helmet down in frustration, that's completely uncharacteristic of CJ Stroud at all. If you've watched any tape of this dude play, and to see him rattled like that, Hafley was dialing him up, especially in that second half. I loved it.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Got a lot of notes here. A lot of notes. I know we had QB1 at the podium just a second ago. You guys want to go to that and hear what he had to say real quick?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We'll catch a couple minutes. I apologize if it's really low. Give me a screen grab there if you guys don't mind. And Let's see what Jordan Love had to say earlier today. It don't matter which one either, Tim. Just any of them. There we go. That's perfect. Heck yeah. Here we go. Here was QB1 at the podium. Again, it's cranked. Turn your TVs up, right?
What was the vibe as you guys started that last possession?
Yeah, mindset right there is always go win the game. It's a 2-minute drive. We need a field goal. We know what we need to do. So the mindset's just go win the game. It's kind of, just how critical every play is in those 2-minute situations. So definitely a lot of stuff we learned from last year, but I'm always confident that we'll go out there and be able to put a drive together, but it definitely comes down to making all those plays. And I think we did a good job of doing that this game.
Back to Brandon. What does it do for you guys as an offense to have a reliable, proven kicker who's been there and done that?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It gives you confidence, gives the team confidence, just knowing that we got to get that ball to about that 30-yard line and that he's going to be able to make that kick is huge. And I think he came up big for us tonight.
We talked about Brandon a lot, but what about Whelan? The punts that he delivered backed up in the second half.
Yeah, that was also very big time. There was a couple of times in the second half we went 3 and out and just kind of stalled out on offense. And to be able to have a punter be able to flip the field like that, and it puts a lot of stress on the offense. And when the defense is playing the way they were tonight, all those yards come up big time. So he had a great game, some big time punts for sure.
All right, so there's QB1. We will get back to him here in a little bit, possibly, or maybe even Matt LaFleur when he's at the podium. But what he said about Daniel Whelan, and I know it's not a popular conversation, but that dude's an absolute weapon. And like you guys were saying, I didn't even recognize that on the hold on the second one. It was a bad snap that he cleaned up too. But him punting the football, my God, man, how many times did he flip that field with that invisible yardage? Honestly, he could have been the MVP of this game. And I know that sounds silly, but man, he's just so consistent. So
he had a 66-yarder.
Did he really?
That was crazy. Yeah. And it went right over the return man's head. He like lost it in the Lambeau sky. Yep. And that was beautiful, man. I don't think he thought that ball was going to have as much carry as it did, but Whelan was just booming them today, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. We'll kind of look at the stats here. So he had 5 punts for 284 yards with a long of 66. That is just insane. I know he doesn't have any inside 20, but he was punting for his side of the field forever, man.
We got to do this one. Hold on.
Here's the guy.
There it is.
Randy Steen with the super chat. Huge difference moving forward at 5-2 versus 4-3. You're absolutely right. And again, with the Lions beating the Vikings, now you're just one game out of first place there in the division. That's just wild to think about too. And again, you're going to see these NFC North teams start to compile losses because they're actually playing each other as the season goes along. Matt's got this team cooking, dude. And listen, I know the penalties are a problem. I know the interceptions are obviously a huge, huge issue. What did he throw? 2 picks today? Am I thinking right, guys?
Yeah.
So he threw 2 interceptions today. Still just the old Brett Favre rule, as long as I throw more touchdowns than interceptions. So let me play, right? And then, of course, you had the Corey Ballantyne, muff punt, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But overall, I mean, they started to finally shut Joe Mixon down there when you really needed it. And then on the last drive, he got it cranked back up. He did have 25 carries for 115 yards, had the 2 touchdowns along with 32. They kept C.J. Stroud, though, guys. This doesn't happen. 10 for 21 for 86 freaking yards. And they sacked him 4 times. And I'm just out here looking for all the Rashawn Gary hate. I have a hard time believing we're going to find it today, right?
C.J. Stroud had –
yeah, I was waiting for that too. I don't hear anything. It's funny.
It's a little quiet today. Must be that 2.2 yards per pass that C.J. Stroud had. That just must be the problem there.
2.2. Woo-wee. That's unbelievable, man. So if we were to slide down to the defensive side of the ball, and you guys make sure you keep an eye on the chat for me. We'll keep marking those and get everybody involved. Evan Williams, 9 tackles, led the team at the safety position. Mm-hmm. Eric Wilson, listen to this stat. Eric Wilson, 6 tackles. All 6 were solo tackles, 2 sacks, and 4 tackles for a loss. And he had a pass breakup, I think, on a 3rd down, didn't he? Yeah. That was
game ball.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the locker room. I want to see Matt LaFleur.
He's getting a game ball. Wilson's
he
got
had 6 solos, 2 sacks, a breakup.
Absolutely huge. And, had to step up when Quay went down with the concussion. Hopefully, it's not super long. Hopefully, he can clear protocol. Good to see Quay get up and walk off under his own power. But Eric Wilson, man, just a veteran. I was texting you guys in the group chat, like, who's got the green dot now that Quay's out? And it's like, oh, Wilson's got it, as he should. And he balled out today. That was phenomenal. You talk about stepping up, next man up. That's exactly what we saw today from Wilson and Edrin Cooper, for that matter, too.
No doubt about it. Randy Steen, thank you so much for the super chat, pal. We appreciate you. So check this out. Green Bay Packers just tweeted out LFG. I think you guys know what that means. It just means love field goals. That's all that means. All right?
Yeah, long field goals. I love it.
Here we go. The McManus do it. McManus with a Lambeau leap.
Yeah, let's get him up there.
Hey, you hit a game winner. You can do it for sure. When else is a kicker going to get a chance to do one?
That is awesome.
Talk about a welcome to Green Bay moment right there. Huge.
Yeah. I love his teammates helping him get up there.
Yeah, he's an old white. Carly, you gotta help us old whites get out of the bed.
Am I the only one thinking, like, watch the leg, easy on the leg?
I'm done with the leg. We got it. That's all we needed. Get him out of here. We're good, right? We just needed that one win. Bring back Narveson now, right?
Oh God.
Oh my God. Could you imagine if Narveson was kicking that ball though? Seriously. Oh. How would you have felt if if the old Narv dog was lined up to kick that game winner?
Well, especially if he banged the first one. He would have banged the first one, got the timeout. I would have actually kind of been sweating that second one.
Yep.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, let's go to Matt LaFleur at the podium here, see what the coach has got to say.
To stick together and just find a way to battle it out.
Matt, how good a play was that by Daniel to get that ball down on that last kick?
Really, really good job by him. That's all I was looking at, to be honest with you. And I was like, uh-oh. But he is not only is an outstanding punter, but he's a hell of a holder as well. And I can't say enough great things about him. He definitely had a huge impact in the game today.
True.
I mean, when you average, 56.8 yards a punt, I mean, that's pretty damn good. So do not want to have to use them that much. I tell him every week, I said, I hope we only use you as a holder, but today we needed him, and he certainly came through in a big way.
Daniel Whelan happened to be the best punter in the NFL with how much his average was today.
Yeah, it sure feels like it. I mean, he's been really consistent. We see it in practice. He's definitely the best I've ever been around. Just not only, I mean, he obviously kicks it a long way, but just the hang time too, because some guys will kick it far and they're going to outkick their coverage. But I thought our guys, our flyers did an outstanding job winning their one-on-one battles, flying down there and just to negate big return opportunities for the most part.
Is this what you envisioned when you hired Hafley to be your defense coordinator? This kind of performance? Obviously, the last couple games, all the takeaways are great, but when you have to have the defense play like they did without the takeaways,
yeah, it was outstanding. I can't say enough great things about our defense, about the job that he and our staff put our guys in, and the aggressive mindset. You could tell that going into this, we did not want to allow CJ to get comfortable. I think CJ is a real guy in this league, and he's going to be for a really long time. And so just to apply that pressure on him and I obviously overcoming some very bad circumstances throughout the course of the game in terms of being backed up, our sudden change opportunities where our defense was kind of like backed up. But yeah, Hafley does an outstanding job, and so does the rest of our staff.
How did you think of the way Jordan handled the last drive?
That I just talked to him about it. That's his superpower. No matter what's happened, whether good or bad, he continues to fight and be resilient, and just the moment's never too big for him. But I thought that was huge for him to be able to take us all the way down the field and get an opportunity right there to kick a field goal. Hats off to him.
All right, so there you go. There's Coach LaFleur at the podium, obviously talking about the game plan going in was to put all that pressure on C.J. Stroud, and boy, did they They apply pressure. And guys, that's what we've been talking about with the pass rush. What you've seen today looked just like the second half of the Tennessee Titans game. And it doesn't mean that all of a sudden these guys are rushing the quarterback effectively. It's within the game plan. When you turn the dogs loose, you can get pressure on the quarterback. The problem is you're leaving other holes open. And, man, Jeff Hafley picked his spots today. And when they brung that double barrel A-gap mug, my goodness, dude. Every time they had the box loaded, you just knew something good was going to happen today. And C.J. Stroud didn't know what to do, man. What about that play where it was the one that you called the double mug stunt there, Emilio?
Yeah.
You had the two.
Where they were both mugging the A-gap. Cooper came in, sacrificed his body, but the running back was man up on Cooper. That was his blocking assignment. So when Cooper came up and into the center's right side, walled that side down, the running back still went to Cooper because he was getting behind his offensive lineman. And, I mean, Wilson just looped and blew it up, absolutely. C.J. Stroud was under duress.
I think this is it right here. This looks like they're mugging, right?
Yep.
So what he's talking about is notice how, and we're on Next Gen Stats now, notice how the two inside linebackers, if you can see my cursor, are mugging the A-gap, right? And what you're going to notice is Edgerrin Cooper is going to blast over and hit the center into the guard and give Eric Wilson a free run at the quarterback, all right? Look at that free run right there. 33 didn't know what to do, man. I mean, he didn't block a single person. Look at this. So they use the cheat motion over. You can tell it's probably man coverage, right?
Yep.
As they come across. And then watch 56 just blast into the center.
And 33 is still worried about Cooper because Cooper still slips behind the center, so he's still a threat.
Yep. That's his assignment at pre-snap, right?
Yep.
He blitzes. So he crosses over, gets too far over his skis there, and then Eric Wilson just hits home on it. And as far as the coverage on the backside, what we've got is cover one man. So it's cover one man, and like you said, double linebacker stunt there in the middle. So just a great play call. And poor Stroud, he didn't have a chance. Man, look at this dude. And not only did you hit home in the middle, look at the outside collapsing with Gary. Look how quick Gary gets back there too. Look.
Yep.
So that's going to be another pressure for Gary, even though he didn't get to the sack. So, and also too, am I wrong, guys? Did you guys feel like we seen less of Preston Smith today, or is that just me? Did it kind of feel like his snaps were less today?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I remember him dropping into coverage on that one play and stopped him.
And took it away, didn't he?
Yeah. If he had a pick six there, could you imagine if CJ Stroud threw that?
Oh, my God. That would have been unbelievable. Let's go to the Super Chats here real quick, get caught up. Godsmack AR69 with the Super Chat. Thank you, buddy. Hey, Clayton, how about your boy Eric Wilson? That dude was the MVP in this game as far as I'm concerned. And, again, man, when you look at the numbers, that's what's so mind-boggling about it. Like, I knew he had a good game, but, Tim, I didn't expect 6 solo tackles. I didn't realize he had 2 sacks. I guess it does make sense now as the fog's lifted over the game and how emotional that whole game was. And then 4 tackles for a loss, as well as I'm pretty sure he had that pass breakup too. And I'm not seeing it in the stats, but I'm almost positive he had a pass break on third down, right?
Yeah.
A third down stop. So
yep.
Here's the thing. Quay left with a concussion, obviously. What happens with Eric Wilson? Because the only time they play him is when they're banged up. It just
right.
At what point do you go, hey, you got to get this dude on the football field? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, we've got depth in that linebacker room. I mean, people kind of thought that was a soft spot for us going into this year, and I've always felt pretty good about our guys in that linebacker room. Edgerrin Cooper coming on really strong. So yeah, now with Quay out, let's say maybe Quay misses a week, to 2 weeks. You never know. Yeah, what does that mean for the linebacker core now? I think you have to go probably Cooper and Wilson, and then Zay McDuffie's probably your third on the depth chart now, right?
It's just, yeah. And I think Quay will be on the field if he clears concussion protocol this week. I'm just saying there can be a case to be made for Eric Wilson being on the football field the entire time. It's just wild. Again, thank you for the Super Chat there, Godsmack. Elder Grimm with the Super Chat. Thank you, buddy. He says, I know people were giving Love a lot of crap over those 2 picks, but would you rather have his numbers or Stroud's? LOL. I'm just going to hit you with this. Jacob Morley on Twitter tweeted this out. That's all you need right there. All right. Where did this come from? Why have I never seen this?
You've never seen White Chicks?
That's from a Halloween party a few years ago, right?
Right. Yeah. And I've never seen this picture before. Have you guys seen it?
No, I've never seen the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've seen the movie though, right?
What's it called again?
White Chicks.
White chick. I don't watch racist movies.
Oh, wait, it is.
You call me anything you want, but don't call me that.
Andy has watched it 500 times. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't watched it.
Guajira Guantanamera.
You're going to get me canceled on YouTube.
You don't remember this? Come on.
He just said he didn't see the movie. How was he going to remember
Said
it?
Mandy's seen it 500 times.
Well, Mandy saw it. It doesn't mean Clayton was paying attention. Clayton was looking at his phone watching film. He was watching Packers film.
The opening scene of White Chicks. They're in the shop.
Clayton goes to the movies with his wife and looks at his phone the whole time in the theater.
They're waiting for the ice cream to come in, the ice cream shipment.
Carly, have you ever seen White Chicks?
Only every time I look in the mirror.
Emilio, you okay over there, bub? You good?
Yeah.
He's having the
I'll be
same
all right.
reaction I had when everybody said they hadn't seen Roadhouse. That's the same exact reaction I had. So now we need either Smitty or our boy Omer. I need a Photoshop to happen. I need Emilio photoshopped in the White Chicks poster. All right, that's what we need. Got to get it. Got to have it. But again, Elder Grimm, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I seen that picture that Jacob Morley sent. I was like, where did this come from? That is awesome. Love to see it.
That is a money costume, though. But you need to go. It's literally the first 5 minutes of White Chicks. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
I laugh every time you say White Chicks. It's just funny hearing a half Mexican, half Italian say White Chicks.
They got their knees done, you know. Clayton, you got to watch the whole thing, man. It's funny. You're missing out.
Stuff. Unbelievable. People are going, what's this have to do with the Packers? Absolutely not.
It doesn't. But J-Lo was cooking at the end there. And like Ron Sandoval said, well, offense did have a game-winning drive, so.
Hey, they did. Went right down the field, got it done. And I was it's like I blinked and was like, oh, crap, they're in field goal range. And who stepped up on that final drive? Romeo Dobbs. The whole drive. Am I right?
Thank you. Thank you.
And the block in
had
the back.
himself a game today. Pretty quiet as usual, but
I put on
quietly
the
had
8-7.
himself a ball game.
Yep. I put on the 8-7 this morning, and I did, I wasn't sure, but I thought I had a feeling.
Love it.
And he was his go-to third down converter. But we only went 4 for 10 on third down, so we were at our average of 40%. But who had the sure hands? Who ran the quick slants?
Who had more contested catches than Romeo Dobbs today?
Who got McManus 5 yards closer?
Who absolutely did not block anyone in the back on that return? Phantom call on Romeo Dobbs on special teams. Sorry, I had to say it.
Oh man, that's going to be a debate right there. I promise you, that's coming.
Did you hear the yelling on the sideline? He's like, "That's his side."
Hey,
they were saying if you hit him in the side, is that a block? Is that a back or the side?
My favorite was when C.J. Stroud ran out of bounds.
Oh yeah,
T.J. Slayton just gave him
game ball to T.J. Slayton.
Just gave him a little shoulder. Man, C.J. Stroud looked distraught after that too. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like why? TJ's like, I ain't moving. I'm gonna stand right here. You got to run through.
Man, that's like running into a semi truck, man. Whew.
So Jordan Love's final numbers on the day: 24 of 33 for 220 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times for 25 yards. Lost there again, man. It just feels like a Brett Favre game, does it not, man? Like those are Brett Favre numbers forever. And by the way, I cannot wait for Chalk Talk when he threaded the needle down the seam to Tucker Kraft. Hell of a catch by Tucker, obviously, but that ball, that would remind you of the Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl throw, beating Tampa 2, right? Beating that cover 2 in the Super Bowl against the Steelers, where the ball just barely got tipped and Jennings hauled it in down the seam. Man, it just what a throw, dude. An absolute rocket. Drew D with the super chat. Great game plan by Hafley. He had Gary go straight at Stroud and the D tackle loop towards the sideline to prevent Stroud from running. And Drew, there will be people tomorrow saying, what's wrong with Kenny Clark? What's wrong with these defensive tackles? Because they don't understand what they're looking at. Great grab there, dude. Great eye seeing that. The game plan was awesome, man. They really pinned their ears back at times and just went after Stroud. It was a lot of fun. Now, it felt like Gary was in the backfield the whole day. There was one play specifically where Gary took a bad angle, and that ended up, I think, leading to that completion where Jair got cooked by Hutchinson on third down there toward the end. That was one where it's like, man, Gary, you got to aim for the outside shoulder. But I'm expecting Rashawn Gary to have a pretty good grade. Do you guys agree with that when we look at the PFF? Do you have the preliminary grades, Emilio?
Yes.
You mentioned them?
1 sec.
Sorry,
I
he's
would
working on.
anticipate it's up there.
What are you
Certainly
doing? Your
higher
taxes
than-
over there, Emilio? What are you doing?
Oh, you know it. Rashawn actually was second highest graded in prelims, only behind Eric Wilson at a 75.5. Eric Wilson prelim at 88.2.
Woo! Man, that's solid, dude. That is awesome. And so thank you, Drew. We appreciate the super chat, pal. You're the man. J. Cole with the super chat. Besides the interceptions, can we say J. Love outplayed Stroud? We have a damn good quarterback, too. Need to stop watching ESPN because they pissed me off this week. I understand what you're saying with Stroud. I'll tell you, that stat line's ugly, boys. If he had finished with 9 completions and 20 passes, that would have been whoa. You know what I mean? But the fact that they held him to 10 of 21 for 86 yards, that's just a wild stat. What happened? Let's see what happened with our boy Stephon Diggs. 5 catches, 23 yards. He had 7 targets, so he averaged, a little over 4.
Who?
That's what Jair said right there. Obviously, Dalton Schultz had that 1 catch for 28 yards. That came early. They seemed to shut it down after that. He was only targeted 1 more time the rest of the game. Cade Stover, 1 catch for 15 yards. I mean, they shut the passing game.
Yeah. The
down.
defense was playing with someone said earlier, defense was playing with their hair on fire. That was the truth. Even with Quay going down, he's been in there every snap for the whole season. Eric Wilson stepped up, man, 100%.
No doubt. Something else we haven't talked about yet either, y'all. Xavier McKinney gets his first sack of the game, or first sack of the season, right? 6 tackles, 1 sack.
Dial that one up, right?
Bro, CJ Stroud didn't have a clue, did he, Tim?
That was beautiful. I like how X kind of crept up to the line and then he kind of backed up, kind of hid a little bit.
Because he does that a lot too. So it's a lot of sugar. He's done that a couple times, in games before, and he's never really come, on the side blitz like that. But
that was fire.
Yeah, our guys better wake up with their piss hot, like I said before. So.
Rashawn Gary finishes the day with 5 tackles, 1 sack, and 1 tackle for a loss. I think I charted 4 pressures. I could be wrong, but we'll.
PFF has him as 3 hurries.
3 hurries, okay.
Let me see if I can find. But yeah, it really was impressive. And honestly, what I feel like is Hafley's building up to these blitzes. How we haven't really had a bunch. He's kind of adding something to the defense each week, like how the offense adds something to their playbook. They're able to grow and expand. That way they're not just the previous 4 games. That's all they're calling, which I really like.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see. And that was what Romo was talking about on the broadcast too, right? It was like, this defense is only going to get better as time goes on.
Right.
And they continue to unfold everything. So Kenny Clark finished the day with 2 tackles for a loss. He had 4 total tackles. Pretty good day at the office for Kenny. Isaiah McDuffie, 4 tackles. Let's see. Edgerrin Cooper, 2 tackles for a loss. Lucas Van Ness with that run stop, tackle for a loss there. So, yeah, there's your defensive numbers. Obviously, no turnovers today, so that streak ends. That will hurt us in the turnover differential column that we've been talking about leading the league in. But the fact that you can go -3 with the ball and still win the freaking game is just crazy to me, man. Running the ball, Josh Jacobs, only 12 carries. He got a little banged up from time to time, it seemed like. 12 carries for 76 yards, had a long of 27. Got it going there a couple times. Emmanuel Wilson couldn't really get anything going, 5 carries for 11 yards. But when it comes to receiving, guys, Romeo Doubs, 8 catches for 94 yards and on 10 targets, too. It's not like he was targeted 14 times, right? Targeted 10 times, 8 receptions, 94 yards, had a long of 23. Dontavion Wicks targeted 6 times, had 3 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown. Tucker Kraft caught 3 of his 4 targets for 33 yards and a touchdown. By the way, the yak on that first down he picked up, unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Josh Jacobs had 5 catches for 16 yards. Oh, by the way, got his first career receiving touchdown.
Awesome.
Let's go.
It was absolutely awesome.
At Lambeau, I love it. Did a Lambeau leap. It was perfect.
That was 2 plays to him, too. That first one didn't work out. Got sniffed out a little bit by that tackle. But the second play, Sean Ryan didn't do anything besides shuffle. And bam, just Jacobs kind of weaved and got it done.
Yep.
No doubt. All right, let's go back to the chat here. I know you had some marked earlier. Greg Ross, I wish we could do a bit more checkdowns and a bit less wide receiver runs. If you were in our chat earlier, Greg, you would have heard me madder than hell. How many times did you guys hear me complain about those reverses today, boys?
And they were like the dumbest time to call them, too. Like, what are we doing?
Right. If they work and they gash it for 20 yards, you're going, yes. But when they don't work, it's like, what?
We got Josh Jacobs, the guy's a walking first down machine, and we're running, end arounds with our receivers. On 3rd and 2 or whatever that was, right? Short yardage situation. You need a couple yards.
You had back-to-back explosive runs by Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
One was like 13 yards, I think. The other one was 27 yards, right? And then all of a sudden, you just go away from him and go to the reverse.
Well, on one of those plays, Jordan actually canned out of it and canned into one of these, looked like crazy, sweeps or reverses. And we needed like 2 yards. We could have had a little A or B gap run. Josh Jacobs probably would have picked that up. I mean, you saw a lot of times today he was stopped dead to rights and continued to keep his legs moving and turn it into positive yardage for us. I mean, he's just the bruiser of a back when he wants to be and when we, utilize him. I think 12 carries is absolutely ridiculous, honestly. That's probably one of my few complaints offensively, is definitely the lack of carries. I felt like we could have let Wilson, we could have leaned on 31 a little more too. He didn't get a lot of opportunities. He didn't really get a chance to get his wheels going. But I think, hey, we established the run enough, right? It worked out in the long term, and we ended up getting the dub.
Yeah, and, starting the game off, too, Keyshawn Nixon with a big return there, huge. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of arguing about the play where Ballantyne hits the ball. I don't want to focus on the negative in a post-game show when you just won the ball game. It's pointless to do that. We'll have time to touch on it later. I know some people were saying that was on Keyshawn. Others were saying it's on Ballantyne. My answer is yes, on both of them.
Both
as Ballantyne, you got to know you're sprinting toward your returner trying to block. Like, you've got to get the hell out of the way. The ball's somewhere, right? You don't know where the ball is. You've got to get out of the way. Now, if Keyshawn didn't holler Peter, if he didn't holler get back, then obviously it's on Key too. And then Jaden Reed fielding the punt in the end zone was just, what are we doing, bub? I know you're young, pup, but you cannot field that punt in the end zone. You just can't do it. So, but Keyshawn in the return game was somewhat effective. Rashawn Gary had that third down pressure, forced an incompletion early. I'm just kind of going through my notes here. Xavier McKinney with the sack. The thing about that sack from Xavier McKinney took him out of field goal range. That took points off the board. You can make an argument that play right there won you the freaking game. Because if they get a field goal there, you need more than a field goal at the end. You're screwed, right? So that's huge. Tucker Kraft with the diving touchdown there on that absolute rocket ball from Jordan Love. Enigbare and Rashawn Gary on third down with the pressure, forcing another third down incompletion. There's the Ballantyne punt. Tay Wicks, that 30-yard catch, touchdown catch too, by the way. I know Justin's probably listening to this on the way to work tomorrow. He was texting me earlier. He literally sent me a text. Why does he always try to force the ball to Tay Wicks? Is essentially what he was saying with the interception. And then there's a few plays later, you see the 30-yard touchdown. I literally almost topped out. That's why. But I did. It's like, I know he's emotional just like me. But, Mike in the chat, Mike Bubick says, man, this defense played inspired football. Thank God the Lions won only a game back, baby. Very well said, man. Very well said. Also, J Dodge in the chat. We have a kicker and a defense. In my 23 years of life, I've really only seen that a couple of times. That's a good point. Like, think about that. When was the last time the Packers had a good defense and a good kicker?
2010, Mason Crosby.
Yep, a young Mason Crosby, right? And, and early Dom Capers 34 zone blitz defense. And, Carly, you just chime in with anything you got, okay? I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't have anything. But I can't think of another time, though, kicker in a defense like that.
You got to go back. I don't know. Ryan Longwell maybe had a couple of defenses.
Oh, yeah.
We had Chris Jackie was kicking late 80s, early 90s. So.
2010, there it is. Yeah, you're right. Wow, that's just crazy to think about, man. Let's see. Cheesehead Murph, D-line played very well. I agree. I thought they held up front really well. You've seen them get a little too aggressive at times and mix them with Gasham. That's what we talk about with the run gap, run lane integrity there. Daryl in the chat says, I knew that Jordan Love was going to outplay Stroud. I'm glad you did. I wasn't as confident, but boy, I'm sure glad he did. I don't know. Let's see. White 009. We just have to bear our mind that J Love will throw picks, come out the next drive, and look like Aaron Rodgers. LOL. Telling you, man.
That one picture you retweeted of J Love with, was it A-Rod on one shoulder and Brett Favre on the other shoulder?
God, it was gold, dude. Gold. What was he said? F it. Just somebody's down there. I can't remember who he said was down there.
F it, we ball.
It was basically Brett Favre was the bad advice on one shoulder, and Aaron Rodgers was the other. And here's what's crazy, too. I was thinking about this the other day. The main complaint for Aaron Rodgers the last few years he was in Green Bay was he don't take enough chances. How many times does he not take a chance? Well, boy, you got your wish if you wanted somebody to take a chance, because J Love will do it, man. He will, no doubt. United Bates with the chat of the night says, roll out the MF and barrel. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
All right. So, as far as stats, we pretty much covered everything. Don't you guys agree? Is there any other numbers y'all want to look at in that regard?
Do we have snap counts yet?
That's a good question. I'll go hunt that. You guys talk for a minute. Say something smart. I'm going to go comb through Twitter to see if I can find it. Anything y'all got? Don't matter.
Let's see.
What Tim Rogers just said here was Van Ness doesn't have the numbers, but he hustles every play and allows other rushers to develop, which I think is just awesome, just showing how really this team is just so cohesive and has so much support for each other. They're playing so much like a team. It's awesome. That's a good point, Tim.
I agree. I think we can say the same about Preston Smith. We can say the same thing these past few weeks about Rashawn. You know, a lot of these guys caught a lot of heat. All the players that caught a lot of heat from the fan base, they had good games today, really. I mean, you know, Dobbs was playing phenomenal. Rashawn Gary looked like he had no problem getting the pass rush home, as everyone's complained about for so long with him. That looked good. Look at the game sealing drive at the end to give us the opportunity to get that field goal. Our very own Eric Stokes was in coverage on that final incompletion there that Stroud threw to the sideline. Sticky coverage by Stokes, another guy that's caught in a lot of heat lately. Played well. Dontavian Wicks, another one. We've heard nothing but complaints about Tay Wicks having supposed drop issues. Didn't look like that was a problem today. Had a couple really clutch grabs, including an amazing touchdown. So good to see our squad stepping up. Like Carly said, man, everybody really plays for each other, and they play as a team. They pick each other up. It's awesome to see it.
Tim, literally everything you just said is spot on the prelim grade. So if I just name off the top 10 offensive: Romeo, Dontavian, Jordan Love, Ben Sims, Bo Melton, Elton Jenkins, Josh Jacobs, Josh Myers, Jordan Morgan, and then Tuck would be 10. And then for the defense, you had Eric Wilson, Rashawn Gary, Kenny Clark, Evan Williams, Quay Walker, Xavier McKinney, Isaiah McDuffie, Colby Wooden, Eric Stokes, and Ja at number 10. I mean, everybody that has been talked about, been worried about, things like that, they stepped up. They played well today. I mean, obviously, these are early numbers, and, you know, we still got to go back and watch it again. But as a team, it all came together, and it showed on the scoreboard there in the end.
That's right.
No doubt. So I don't have a snap count. Rob Domofsky hasn't tweeted that out yet. And I agree with the LVN comment there too, by the way. I think he played his ass off. I don't know if he'll have a high grade or not, but there were so many times I've seen him in the backfield, especially against the run. That seems to be his strength as a run defense.
Currently does not have a good grade. He is number 19 at a 34.6.
Okay. Got it.
But 35 snaps.
Oh, so you do have the snap count for some of them.
Yeah. 35 out of the total of 64. Who are you looking for?
You got Edgerrin?
Edgerrin had 41.
Yeah, let's go, Clayton.
Keeps going up.
Let's go.
And part of that's Quay, obviously, going out. You know, if there's going to be some rotation. But, yeah, that's good stuff. As far as cornerbacks.
Yes. Let's see. We had Keyshawn had 64. He was in every play. Bullard had 29. Corey Ballantyne had 2. Ja had 63. Stokes had 8.
What about Evan Williams?
Evan Williams had 64, so he was on the field the whole game.
So they flipped him. Before with the way they were doing it, Bullard would play safety in the base, then go to the slot. It sounds like Evan Williams is now your starting safety.
Right.
Awesome. Good stuff. That's what you want to see. And I'm telling you, man, it makes a difference. This is pretty cool here. The Packers tweeted us out. Leave a Go Pack Go in the comments. Here's the guys coming in to the locker room.
Go get this. Hey,
Nice white, all clean, you know what I mean?
Nice white, all clean, you know it.
perfect. That's a dub.
Got a dub in the all white, baby. We got a dub in the all white, baby. I wish we were colder. Stop playing.
There it is.
That's a W for the wing column. Let's go, baby. Go Pack, go.
What's wrong with him?
Go Pack, go.
Hell yeah. Go back, go, baby.
Big E.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got to see what Tucker says here. Help me out here. All right, let's see if we can figure out what Tucker Crab says. Crank it up.
Go! Nice white, all clean, you know what I mean?
Being perfect. That's a dub.
We got a dub in the all white, baby. We got a dub in the all white, baby. I wish we were colder. Stop playing.
What did he say?
I wish it was colder. I wish it was colder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to go with.
What did he say?
I wish it were colder.
Oh, wish it were colder. God, he's such a weirdo. I love that dude, man. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
I like Rashawn bringing back the stop playing with him.
Yeah,
You guys remember that?
absolutely.
I love it.
Yeah, good stuff there from the team, no doubt. Stop playing, as Greg Rice says here. Let's see. We got a super chat from Josh Martin. Appreciate you, buddy. He says the turning point was them going 3 and out to begin the second half. They had all the momentum going into the half. It's a very good point. I wish I don't have that specific chart, what happened on that, but it was it was quick 3 and out. I could probably go to the box score or the play-by-play here. I would really like to know. All right, there's the end of the second, end of the half. All right. And then it was just a 3 and out. So in the third quarter there, here is the play sequence. First down, Joe Mixon, -2 yards. That was Kenny Clark and Preston Smith with the run stop. All right. 2nd and 12, Joe Mixon up the middle for 7 yards. Evan Williams made the tackle. And then 3rd and 5, C.J. Stroud sacked by Eric Wilson, lost 8 yards. So that opening sequence of the second half was where Eric Wilson got one of his 2 sacks. Just absolutely huge, man. Huge time. Appreciate you, Josh. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. You're the man. Let's see here. United Bates just gifted 10 memberships to lucky viewers here on the channel. Appreciate you, Bates. You're always a blessing, buddy. Congratulations to those who got those memberships. There was something else I wanted to hit on. Do you guys, what do you think? We're at the 48-minute mark. Y'all want to go around the league real quick and see what the scores were and just kind of get an idea of what happened? Is that cool?
Look around the league at Anders Carlson hitting 55-yarders in San Francisco.
Oh, no, don't you say
55? Oh, man.
Did they win?
I don't know. I'm getting text here.
Oh,
It just started. It just started.
Yeah, but I guess he hit a pretty long one.
Gotcha. Yep, there it is, 65.
65.
60 is what that says, right? Make sure I'm looking at this correctly. Right here. Can you see my
Wow.
That is insane, dude. Holy cow. All right, so obviously
No. That was for the kickoff.
Okay.
Kick 65 yards from 35 to end zone. Okay.
All right, so let's see. Let's go to the box score real quick. We'll come back to the scores.
It should have it up there.
So you said you thought it was 55, right?
55, yeah.
Okay, kicking. Yeah, 55-yarder. Yep, you're right. Man, I seen 65. I was about to throw my TV monitor, my computer monitor across the room there. Like, where was that at, big dog? But, I think he's going to be a good kicker, man. I think it's just one of those things that the Packers were ready to move on, you know? It is what it is.
Hey, Jay Cole in the chat. Yeah, but can he make a 25-yarder?
That's the question, right? The extra points, right?
I love it.
Yeah, so, all right, so going around the league, the Jaguars beat the Patriots, obviously 32-16, just absolutely boat race. On the Seahawks beat the Falcons 34-13, so they're now both 4-3, same record as the Packers. All right. The Bills beat the Titans 34-10. The Bills improved to 5-2. The Bengals beat the Browns 21-14. They now improved to 3-4 on the year. Packers obviously beat the Texans 24-22. They're now 5-2 on the year, 3-1 at home. Absolutely awesome. Let's see. Colts beat the Dolphins 16-10. So the Colts improved to 4-3, and the Dolphins are in an absolute downward spiral there. The Detroit Lions defeat the Minnesota Vikings 31-29. So they're both now sitting at 5-1. The Packers are now just one game behind both the Lions and the Vikings. The Bears are off this week, and the Eagles dominate the Giants in the Saquon Barkley revenge game, 28-3. There, obviously on Thursday night, the Denver Broncos beat the Saints 33-10. So currently going on, you've got the LA Rams are losing to the Raiders 3-0. They do have the ball there in the second quarter. You've got the Washington Commanders beating the Carolina Panthers 17-0 in the second quarter. And then you've got the San Francisco 49ers leading the Kansas City Chiefs 3-0 in the first quarter off that Anders Carlson field goal. Tonight, we get Green Bay East in primetime.
Nice.
Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are going to go up against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I ain't going to lie, man. I'm excited to see if that chemistry's still there. It's going to be fun. So, anything else, fellas? Anything else at all you want to hit on here? I know we got a super chat, G126. Let's go live from Lambeau, my man, dude. That's what I'm talking about. We appreciate you, bro.
I love it.
That place got to be rocking right now.
Oh, yeah.
1919 Kitchen and Tapper shoulder to shoulder right now. I guarantee it. You can't.
Somebody buy McManus a beer at the bar tonight.
Yeah. Well, I don't be careful with that, Tim. We know what happened. I'm just saying. Might want to give him a little bit of time. You can buy me a beer in honor of Brandon McManus. How about that?
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you for the super chat, Jake. We appreciate you, buddy. Anything else you guys want to hit on? Anything I miss?
I don't think so.
No,
it'll be great to watch film, like Emilio was saying. We'll get on that NFL Pro, maybe condensed game, maybe break down some stuff, get ready for another Victory Monday tomorrow, and then some Chalk Talk on Tuesday. This will be, man, there'll be no shortage of plays to break down in this one, right, Clayton? It'll be pretty difficult to narrow it down to what do you try to do? Keep it around 10?
The goal is 10, but when you get a win like this, man, it's going to be tough. It is.
Please put the Xavier McKinney sack in there.
Oh, it will be. I promise you that. Ain't no way we're missing that one. It was awesome. Yeah, I was trying to see if we've got that. We got it actually on the next gen. Let's hit it real quick, then we'll get out of here. All right, we got to nerd out just a little bit, don't we? So here is how they lined up. Again, double A gap mug, meaning the linebackers in the middle. Yeah,
I absolutely love that look. And real quick, earlier in the game, did you see when Rashawn walked back to Mike? Did you see when he walked off the line back to Mike? Just kind of playing, like looking over here, I'm going to get this guy in coverage, and then just turned up field. It was like the seas parted, man. And
then CJ Stroud was like,
exactly.
Love it. So they came out in a looks like a bunch left, a Trey bunch left, and it was nasty splits. We talked about how he said he had no voice. Is that what
no voice left.
Love it. That's a good fan there. So they came out in that bunch nasty X look, right? And that kind of that Trey right. And then they motion over their flyer, which is number 1. All right. So now they're in a dub nasty set, strong left, shotgun, right? With a sidecar weak side there. So you see Xavier McKinney's kind of showing press man on number 3 up here, right? And when they fire the blitz, so you see they're actually running a TE stunt. Kenny is going to engage with the guard and the tackle, and Gary's looping off of him. And this is what this is designed to do, guys. If CJ Stroud sees Xavier McKinney blitzing right here, he's going to immediately scramble right, correct?
Yep.
So ball snap. He didn't see him, thank God. But still, if he does try to run up the middle, look who's waiting on him, 52. I love that they put Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark on the same side of the field, too, on the opposite side. Right, where they normally line up. Go ahead.
And to your point, check out was that 86 Schultz, tight end. He's eyeing up he's eyeing up Rashawn because he needs the chip or the help on Rashawn. When Rashawn loops, he's still watching, waiting to see if he's going to come back. And that whole time, he's not even looking at Xavier McKinney. And we only ended up bringing 4, and they kept 6 in to block.
Yep,
that's crazy, dude.
That's so big. That is so unbelievably huge that we can get pressure with 4 like that.
Yep.
And people were going, okay, so where's the answer to the equation? Stroud thought the answer was going to be number 19 was going to be his hot read, right?
Yeah.
Ball snap, they blitz, 20 is going to fade out. Let's hit him for the hot. But watch what 91 does here. Watch Preston Smith right here. As soon as that ball snap, CJ Stroud looks right. Preston takes that hot away.
Yeah,
See
the
what I'm
only
saying?
option for him is 33 on the check.
On the flat.
Yep. And
Bullard-
again, that doesn't happen because he can't roll to the right. If he's able to roll to the right, like you said, and extend the play, he's probably getting a completion there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you see, look at what I'm talking about with Kobe Wooden too. Look at 96. He's not trying to get to the quarterback. He's simply taking that outside. He's taking that outside rush lane away right there, right? That's what we mean by, man, you can't just look at the sacks. You've got to focus on what is the tape suggesting they're actually running here. What's the play call? That's the most important aspect. So pretty cool, though, to see that. Well, I can't wait to watch it on Chalk Talk for sure, or break it down on Chalk Talk. And again, what's the call here? Let's see if we can figure it out. It looks like it's zone to me. It's definitely zone, right? Is this Tampa 2?
It looks like Tampa 2.
Quay's in Tampa 2.
Quay climbed all the way up to that 19 up there.
Yep. Quay took the number 2 on that side. Tampa 2. Love it.
And it wasn't, no hard flats, or maybe it was on the far side of the field, but Ja carried way up there with number 3. And I like that because he's not giving that up an easy, bunker shot because he's playing way too close to the sticks and just covering grass.
Yeah. And he knows just a yard or two. If I can extend this just a yard or two, we'll smack Stroud right in the mouth. And again, Stroud didn't even say. I love how the GPS tracker shows McKinney going all the way through him too.
It looks like it was so fast.
Yeah, just untouched, man. No doubt about it. And again, 86 staying home and kind of playing safe there. That's what you call why safe. With him safe, you see that's why I guarantee you Jair kind of faded back a touch rather than biting up on the flat, right? Mm-hmm. So love it. Love that Tampa 2 call, man. Like you said, only brung 4. Just did it, with the safety as the extra guy and Preston Smith dropping into coverage. And double A gap mug, and neither of them blitzed.
Only brought 4 with 7 on the line.
Yeah, love it. Great play call by Hathley. All right, we're done nerding out. We'll get out of here. I know everybody's tired of listening to it. TC fan with the super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. I love Matt, but way too much gun today. People will talk about the turnovers, but I thought play calling in the second half almost cost us this game. We have a defense. TC fan, I think you've hacked our text thread. Guys, was that not me all day with the what are we doing on first down? Because
I believe the words you used were quit being cute.
Yeah. It was, yeah. So because I think you had 3 first down incompletions, right? Which isn't crazy. That one game we charted was like 7 or 8. It was something insane, right? Last week it got down to like 4 or 5. This week you're down to like 3. But you also had 2, I believe, end arounds that were caught on first down as well. And that's what I was referring to is like, because Josh Jacobs is just running the ball down their throat, and then we want to run an end around. Like, what are we doing? Let's just keep this simple.
And on that play we were talking about earlier, he had Jacobs' sidecar. Why wasn't there a check if he was going to check out of that play? Why wasn't there a check to just, a draw play or, some kind of quick toss to Jacobs? Why are we running some complex end around in a short yardage situation? I think you were right, Clayton. I think Maddie got a little too cute today.
And listen, I'm always going to say after criticizing an NFL coach, if it works, we're going, man, what a play call, right? Yep. But when it doesn't work, you know how we feel about it. So that Monday morning quarterback, I was trying to double check and see if we had the locker room video yet, but we still don't have it. So we'll play it tomorrow for Victory Monday. Yeah. So, bro, there's nothing
back. We needed that.
Back. Yep.
Start a streak. We don't have to go perfect the rest of the year, but let's get used to getting streaky.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like last couple of weeks I've said I felt like we faded back to like 9, somewhere between like we were 10 to 13 wins is what I was thinking. And then I dropped back to 9 to 12. We're this close to getting back up to that 11 to 13 spot in my eyes.
Right.
You're really starting to narrow it down with the remaining schedule. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I think 13's in play. I do, just because they are cooking. Right. I think it was Zach Cruz on Twitter said it like this team is a freaking freight train right now because you keep finding a way to win games that you have no business winning. Today was that day, man. I'm telling you. If you had told me you're going to go -3 in turnover differential, you're going to lose the middle 8-6-0, and they're going to have more explosive plays than you, I'd say I've got some leaves I need to rake. I'm not watching.
And I'm pretty sure that stat was they were 4-0 in one-score games. We're 2-2.
Yeah, so there you go. And we talked about it remember this, Tim, in the pregame we were talking about in close games, their record, they're due to drop one now, right? They kind of, that's usually how that works. So. All right. Thank you for the super chat, TC fan. Anything else? Carla, you got anything you want to add before we wrap up? Anything at all?
I really like what Drew D just said here. Hafley seems to really be able to recognize what players can do well and what their weaknesses are. I think he's done a great job of scheming the defense up and preparing them well for the opponent that they're going to face and playing to their strengths. And you can see the guys are getting so excited about it. They love playing this defense. They love being able to do it well and know that they have their guy. It's been great to see.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's the thing that it felt like Joe Barry did not do well, right? That he was just kind of like, hey, here's the defense. You guys, let's go. Let's pick it up. Let's fall in line. And Hafley's like, let's mold it around what they do well. I think that's a great comment, Drew, for sure.
That's so true. I don't remember seeing Mr. Barry put Rashawn at Mike linebacker.
He was too busy getting roasted for Preston Smith dropping into coverage, which I feel comfortable saying Preston Smith has already dropped into coverage more this year than he did last year, the whole year. Yep. Like, seriously, we see it every week. One of those backers are dropping out. But, yeah, Gary's heating up, man. I'm so excited, dude. That dude he's gonna crank it up. You watch. Coach Lynn says that was Jordan Love's 50th touchdown on that throw to Jacobs also. I did not know that.
No, I think it's total. I'm not. Is it passing or is it total touchdowns?
Oh, is it total touchdowns? Okay.
Rushing included. I'm not sure.
That makes sense.
But I love it. I mean, we're getting there, man. He's starting off strong.
Definitely. All right. Let's get out of here. Anything else, fellas? Anything at all?
Nothing.
Victory Monday tomorrow. Don't celebrate too much tonight.
Yeah, nobody lose your voice, right?
We don't want you losing your voice or being late tomorrow. So go Pack, go. See you for Victory Monday. I love it.
Emilio's going to end up drunk down on Alcoa Highway somewhere with his shirt off. That's what's
I don't know.
How dare you?
Yeah.
All right, we're out. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. This was a lot of fun. The post-game shows are an absolute blast. Shout out to Chris C. for the super chat, Dennis Shook for the super chat, Randy Steen with the super chat, Godsmack AR69, Eldegrim, Mr. Drew D, J. Cole, Josh Martin, United Bates gifting 10 memberships. Appreciate you, buddy. Jake G126 live from Lambeau. Appreciate the super chat. And TC fan, thank you so much for supporting the show. We appreciate all of you. Help me out here, Tim.
For those of you listening on the pod,
thank you for making us part of your day. As always, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. We will see y'all tomorrow for Victory Monday. Go Pack, go.
that is a possum in a dumpster.